This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2025 Raptor fifth wheel, and the model number is 441. Okay, this is going to be a how-to video more than anything else. It's basically I'll go over some of the features and show you how they work. Okay, so let's see here. We'll start right. This is obviously the garage area here. We'll go in there in a few minutes. You have, let's see, 3 awnings on the door side of the trailer. One here, one on the slide, and then of course another one up front. Outside speakers. You have a 6-point leveling system. So I'll show you the controller when we get around to it. Okay. Move forward here. Obviously you have the fold-out steps. Also, like this right here, you have a quick connect for the LP system. If you want to add any kind of a gas appliance, just make sure if you're going to purchase anything, get one that's designed for a travel trailer. It's a low pressure system, so make sure you get the right type. These are just obviously attachments for your vacuum system, and then we have outside sound here with Bluetooth, AM, FM. Oops, is that right there? I believe. I didn't really look at it, so we'll see here. Yeah, so it has regular radio, plus you have Bluetooth. So. Yeah, looks like charging ports there. This is just the touch panel basically. So the touch panel unit itself. So that's right there. Let's see here. Two LP tanks, one on each side. Okay. Up front here, we can see that this is a solar controller here for your solar panels. So you have to download the app for this particular one. It's Victron Energy. You can get it either on the Apple Store or the Google one. And it'll basically, you're going to have to sign on to it with a 6-digit code. It'll tell you that you can use zeros or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, but that rarely works. Just remember that there's a right here. You can see that, or I'll tell. You probably can't see that, but I'll tell you that there's a 6-digit number there, and you can just use that to log on. That'll be your password number, and you just log on using the number that you see on that white tag there. As soon as you log on, you're probably going to have to, there'll be like a red dot maybe in the upper right hand corner of the screen on your app, so you'll have to update it. Sometimes you have to update the firmware and the software, but you for sure will have to do the software, I think. So make sure you always keep it updated is what I'm saying. To disconnect your solar panel, you have this one here. Your battery disconnect is here. Okay. And then you have another disconnect here. So, you have all those. This is your inverter here. So, inversion is the opposite of conversion. Basically, when you're inverting, you're starting off with 12 volt DC and you're inverting it to 120 AC. So that's what this device does. We'll talk more about that on the inside. You also have a converter which does the opposite. It'll start off with 120 AC and convert it to 12 volt DC. So this goes from DC to AC, and the converter goes from AC to DC. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get inside. Your reservoir here for your hydraulics, and that is your battery box there. Okay, you can also access that from here. Right, you have a generator. Now this one works on gasoline and LP, right? So you can use either. You can control it from out here by removing the panel, but generally speaking, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be controlling from the inside of the trailer. We'll talk about that when we get inside there too, okay? All right. This is your leveling system that we talked about, okay? Default is 5241, so let's see what happens here. Push it, that one, yes, there we go. So the two main, you know, there are a lot of different ways you can operate it. You can operate the jacks independently of each other, but really what you're going to use is auto level. You see the little button there, auto level, and you're going to use hitch height. And this one says return hitch height. So basically what return hitch height is, when you pull into the campground, let's say, then you disconnect your tow vehicle, you pull it away. Then you're going to push auto level, right? When you push auto level, it remembers the last position that the trailer was in before you auto leveled. That's hitch height, right? So theoretically anyway, when you're getting ready to leave, you've auto leveled and you're camping. Now some time has passed, you're getting ready to leave, you just push hitch height and it'll put the nose here into the exact same position it was before you auto leveled before, so you should be able to slide your tow vehicle right underneath and hitch up. So those are the two most common commands that you're going to deal with. There are all kinds. You can learn as much as you need to about it. Like I said, you can operate them independently of each other, and there are different functions. But auto level and hitch height are the two most common. Now you have cameras all the way around in this one. You have one of these on each side. You have a backup camera. We'll look as we go. This is a water filter canister here. You'll get a wrench. It's a white or black plastic wrench that slides up over that, and you can put a filter in there. If you use the filter, you got to change it every year. You know, when you winterize in the early winter or whatever, you toss it out, and then after you de-winterize in the spring, you put a new one in. This is your on-demand water heater. Okay, just remember that there's a switch right here. You're going to have a switch to control it on the inside, obviously, but this shuts the unit down if you're in storage or, you know, and you're winterized, whatever you are, you know, putting it away. You can just shut it off by doing this, right? But we've got it on for now, obviously. Okay, so this is your water area here. So you have your city water hook up here. That's the most common way to get water, obviously. The way you get with the water into the system is you look at these diagrams. City water is the most common, right? You just hook the hose onto here, you turn on the city water. Your valve should be in these 3 valves should be in these positions for city water. Now, if you're camping someplace without city water, you can fill your tank, your fresh water tank, by putting them in this position. Then when you get to the campground, you can put them into this dry camping position, turn on your water pump, and it'll pump water out of your tank. And all the plumbing will work as though you have city water. You'll just be pumping out of the tank. So you have those two options. And of course, winterize and sanitize siphon. But winterize is obviously, I'm trying to look what position it's in now. Right now we're in dry camping. I see that. So they must be running the water pump. So you have a coil spray that hooks onto here also. This is cable and satellite through. These are your dump valves here. So they're all powered. So you just push they're labeled here. You just push them and they operate. So you don't have to bend down and use the valve handle or anything like that. You just do it right here. This right now is just so you know, it's just a pre-wire for a portable solar battery charger. So if you were to purchase that, this is Zamp, it looks like. If you were to purchase that, you'd plug it in there, and then you got like this little solar kit that you would unfold and point at the sun. So that's what that's all about. Okay, this is your black tank flush. Like it says on the sticker here, don't turn on the water to the black tank flush. Let's say you hook up the water hose at the dump station, right? Fresh water hose. You dump your black tank here. This would be I guess it goes this way. You push that one, you dump the black tank, and you leave the valve in the open position when you flush it. You don't want too much pressure to build up, so you make sure you have the black tank valve open when you turn on the water to the flush, okay? All right. Okay, hopefully I'm making sense to you. Triple axles, obviously. Your hoses hook up now. You pull the cord out, but you retract it with the button, right? This should be your handset for your gasoline here. Yes, so you have that. You have one tank is for the generator, and the other one is for your onboard fuel tank. So that's why you have two valves. This is the little station here for pumping gas. Now you have a ladder. The manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days. It's a big trailer. Whoever does it has to be very careful, obviously. But what you're looking for is damage to the roof caused by, or the roofing attachments caused by, low branches or road debris flying up there. You're looking for cracking or separation at where you see sealant, for example. You're just looking for problems, and that should be done every 90 days or so. Odds are you won't have to do anything for years when it comes to touching it up or anything like that, but you don't know that for sure unless you inspect it, so you got to take a look at it, okay? And that's important. Now I'm not going to drop the door here. We can, when you pick up, you can do that, and I don't have enough room here either. So you have a backup camera up there, okay, and another awning, as you can see. So there's that would be the fourth awning, I guess, huh? Okay, let's go inside. If you can shut the music off, I don't know what they're. I might have turned that on, didn't I? I was gonna blame them, and it was me. Try to figure out if it was a radio or not. I guess I should have looked at it first. Okay, well, I was told this was cleaned up in here. They're prepping right now. We just got it in. You're picking it up tomorrow, so I'm going to have to work around the people cleaning it. I thought they were farther along, but they're obviously not. So, okay, let's go up here to the touch panel. I've got to get all this done in a half hour, or else it starts a new, I think it's 4 zeros. Let's give it a shot. 4 zeros to log on. But like I said, I only have a half hour till this starts a new file, so I got to pick up the pace here. Obviously, your levels are here. Most of it is self-explanatory. So, you turn your water pump on here, but your generator you can operate it from here. Okay, prime it, start it. It's very simple. Awnings here, your slide there. Hitch, we talked about. Oops. Your hitch means your landing gear, basically. You're just raising and lowering the front end of it. Okay. Your heating and cooling. Your tanks. Let's look at that one. So you have tank heaters. What do we got here? Let me just look at it for the heck of it. I don't fully understand what it is. I don't think it's going to tell me, is it? Well, I think this is a tank heater, and it talks about battery heat, so you must be able to heat it while using the battery. I don't want to give you bad information, so I'm not going to say any more. That would just be faking it. So we'll look into that, so I have the answer for you tomorrow. But it's your typical control panel. This is for your ventilation here, like this max air up here. This controls the lid on it, the whole thing, the speed, all from here. Now this controls, we talked about inversion, right? This is where you can turn your inverter on and off. So that's all done right here. Let me see if we can figure out. I imagine your receptacles are inverted, but I have to look here. Yeah, see, inverted outlet. So what they're doing is when you turn on the inverter, basically you're going to run a small appliance off the battery, a small AC appliance like a blender or a coffee pot, for example. So if you don't have any AC power, you can turn on the inverter and you can actually run an AC appliance off of your DC batteries by using the inverter. So that's what is the main function of it. So you see the receptacles are inverted. So when the inverter is converting AC to or DC to AC or inverting DC to AC, it's sending the AC current to the receptacles. Okay. All right. This is your monitor for your cameras. This is to lock your refrigerator in place. Make sure you do that because you don't want the doors to fly open and damage anything. Damage the doors, I should say. So, of course, that's your vacuum system. It's self-evident. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that stuff. That's obvious. You have a conversion, or is this called conversion? What's it called? I think I would know that, huh? When it comes to your range, I don't know if he's got the gas on. Let's see here. Yeah, he does. Very simple. You just turn it and then depress it to spark it. So all 4 burners plus the oven work that way. I'm trying to think of the name of the microwave. Convection. There you go. It all came to me. Convection. So, okay. This is your literature here. The chair, he's got it on the side here because it will fit right here. Your table obviously folds up, and you have chairs here, 2 chairs there, but there's probably some more somewhere. This is going to be a pantry. Yes, a slide-out pantry. There's the release right down there. Excuse me. So we have a table for the back, and there are 2 more chairs. So you have 4 dining chairs. Okay. This is going to be prepped for washer-dryer combo. Yes. So you can use a stackable here, a washer and a dryer stacked on top of each other, or you can use the combo where it's both in one. Stackable obviously is much better because you got so much more room and just a better thing. It's just your wardrobe. Always, anytime you see a sliding door, always latch it before you travel because you don't want these in transit sliding around and breaking. So make sure you take care of it. TV, obviously. I guess I didn't have to tell you that. Let me move towards the back here. This one is a hide-a-bed here. You pull the back cushions off, like so, and then you can fold this out, and it's a 3-panel hide-a-bed. Okay. Fireplace, which is also a space heater. There's a remote with it. You can, I don't have the remote in my hand here, so you can, let's see here. You change the crystals here. You can change the intensity and your temperature right there with this one here. That's your thermostat. So it's a space heater. It's got a fan in it, so it really kicks out the heat. This is your sound bar. It's a typical sound bar in that it has Bluetooth, all the functions you can imagine, and there's a remote for that also, and of course your TV. I'm trying to shut this radio off, but I don't see where he's got the. Maybe it's back here. Oh well, I'll just have to talk loud. I don't know what he's got turned on right now. Awning operation here. These are sensors for the heating and cooling, I believe. So you got a power bunk up there, obviously. These fold out of the way. You have it folds down to a patio or a ramp. You have cool double doors with screen. Yes. It's got a stairway for that goes on the ramp, I believe. Yes. Second bathroom. Okay. So, the most important thing I'm going to tell you in here is always latch these when you're traveling. These doors, they latch in the open position. You always want to do that, because if you don't, they're going to slide back and forth and they can break. I've seen it happen a few times. So make sure you latch them in the open position. Everything else is self-explanatory. You have GFCI. There's a few of them in the trailer, but even the plugs that are not physically GFCIs are still wired through it, the GFCI system. So if you pop or you lose power in any receptacle, you're going to check one of the GFCIs first, okay? This is your controller for your on-demand hot water. So we have to have, I don't know where they're at with this, but we'll see. Hopefully he's got, we'll turn the water pump on, see if we got water. Yes, okay. So what we do is we'll come over here and we'll turn it on and see what happens here. Nothing happened. There we go. Okay, so you can change this from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So it's Fahrenheit right now. You can see that this is set to, we'll put it to 120. That's what it defaults to generally. So 120 degrees Fahrenheit is what it's going to heat up to and hold it right there. So it's very simple. As soon as you turn on the hot water, you can see the picture of the water, the shower head. Eventually a flame's going to appear. There it is right in the middle. You can see it. Now the temperature will start rising dramatically, very rapidly I should say. And it'll go up to 120 and stay there. So you get non-stop hot water. So, you know, your days of 6-gallon showers are over. It called it for some reason. I would think that he probably doesn't have the, I don't know why, but it did. I'm not the one prepping it right now, so we're still working through it, but that's how it works. And it works with any of the faucets, anything that has hot water, even the one outside that I showed you. You plug the coil sprayer into. You turn on that hot water, it'll operate the shower, obviously the kitchen sink, this one. So, okay, the toilets work like all RV toilets do. It sits right over a black tank. You got a flush pedal here. So you put a dose of chemical in the bowl and you hold the pedal down till you put at least a gallon of water. Use more than a gallon. Don't use less than a gallon, but use more. People, you know, some people will use a couple, whatever. It's up to you. But you have to have the chemical and water in there, or else it'll get clogged up and it'll smell terrible. It'll just be a mess. So make sure you do that. And let me look around here a bit. See what I forgot. There's also going to be around here a, let's see where it's at, but you have a carbon monoxide, oh there it is there. Carbon monoxide LP gas detector is right there. It should always be glowing green like that one is. If it's not glowing green, get it serviced immediately. It's very important, obviously. There's also a button on it you can push to test it, so that's important. You should test it every now and then and make sure it's working. Okay, so I think that about covers it. The rest of it is pretty obvious. We'll go over any other questions you have when you pick up. So as I'm looking around, just bear with me. So I think that's it. So okay, so first remember, every 90 days the manufacturer wants you to inspect it. Inspect the roof. That's very important. Also, right now this is in summer mode, camping mode. The antifreeze has been purged from the system and replaced with water, so you're all set there. And we'll answer any questions you have tomorrow when you pick up, and we'll go from there, okay? Thank you.